Welcome to Land Academy. I'm Jack Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We show you how to buy real estate for half of what it's worth.
And sell it on the internet really fast.
We are Jack and Jill,
and this is the Jack and Jill Show too.
With over 15,000 completed transactions, we're the experts at acquiring property.
Of all kinds, not just land.
For half price and flipping them for way more.
All right, let's get this show started.
Jack and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Today in this episode, Jill and I talk about the number one way to buy any piece of property. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Okay, Jillian asks, "Hi, I recently joined Land Academy and am still absorbing all the content. I'm in the process of setting things up since I'm already convinced that this business is sustainable and for the long run. The quotes that I'm getting for general liability, including the parcels, are around $1,800 a year right now with an umbrella policy as we keep adding properties. Is this in line with others who have also gone down that path? Would you mind sharing your setup from a liability perspective if you chose a different liability structure? Thanks, Julian."
There's a girl named Jill who handles all of our insurance.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. There's an assistant named Erin who works the insurance team. So I'm not sure how to answer this.
So I love your long-term approach. You're taking the long-term view. 2 weeks from now, we're going to have what's called Millionaire Week. Jill doesn't even know this.
Oh, I love that.
Here's a few titles for the show that we're going to run. And we're going to cover this. I love that, Jillian, that you brought this long view up. It
really
sparked
good.
this. So let's see. A couple of shows are...
Wow, I didn't even... Wow, look at that.
What to expect when you become a millionaire. How to pay it forward after you're a millionaire. What's your next goal after you cross that line? How to stay on top, not lose it all. And what should you own? This is my personal favorite. I think Jill's going to get a kick out of
This
this.
is awesome.
When you cross that line, if that's your line, maybe your line's a billionaire. We can just say billionaire instead of millionaire. What should you wear?
What did you wear?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should you change what you wear? Should you change how to talk to people? Should you expect things from a grocery store clerk that are different? I think it might be kind of a fun change for us. One of the things that you need to do when that happens, and I'm going to answer this question in a roundabout way through that, is to take a long-term view, which is exactly what Julian's saying here.
Mm-hmm.
And insurance is involved in all that stuff, so you got to step up some insurance.
It's like protecting yourself
General
and protecting
liability.
your assets. Yeah.
Yeah, general liability insurance should be way less than $1,800 a year, in my opinion. So I don't know what your situation is. Maybe your LLC is brand new or something like that. That sounds to me like it's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But you do want errors and omissions insurance and general liability insurance if you have structured companies like Jill and I do. As an individual and you're just starting out, I'm not so sure you really have to worry about it too much in the beginning. But it's a good question. It's valid, and it tells me, Jillian, that you're taking this seriously, and that's great. Mm-hmm. So handle it like everything else. Get E&O insurance, errors and omissions, and get general liability, in my opinion, and then shop it around. I don't think you should pay any more than $100 for that, especially if you don't really own any property yet. Mm-hmm. So that's my whole point. And this is a universal rule for any type of business. Don't put too many assets in one limited liability company. If you own a couple of houses, maybe that's fine. If you own, 10 or 15 or a bunch of properties, you can put it in one. But make sure if that LLC, for whatever reason, sustains any type of, legal liability, that it implodes on itself and doesn't the technical term is pierce the corporate veil, so to speak. It doesn't come back to you personally. Mm-hmm. I hope that answers it.
Yes, it did.
If you have a question or you want to be on the show, reach out to either one of us on landinvestors.com. Today's topic, the number one way to buy any property. This is the meat of the show. So like everything, we're going to start with how not to do it.
Aha!
And then at the end, as a reward for going through the painful listening scenario that you're about to go through, we'll tell you, bet you can probably write this own show yourself.
I bet you can.
Here's how most people buy property. They contact their sister-in-law, who's a real estate agent, and they say, my husband needs a bigger garage. What do I do? Can you show us a bunch of houses that are on the MLS, the multiple listing service? Can we go on Saturday night? That's most convenient for us. Exactly.
I've got time Christmas Eve. Can we do it then?
That is the first step toward wrecking your life. Not
Well,
just
wait,
a bad
back
real estate.
up.
Not just
Back
a bad
up.
real estate investment.
Getting that husband might have been the first step.
Getting a husband
might have been the first mistake.
Getting a husband who needs a bigger garage.
That was mistake number 1.
Red flag.
There we go. Yeah. What does he? Oh boy! And he's a hoarder. Out. We don't do that.
I will have to agree with you there.
Thank you.
About the husband thing.
And the garage.
Yep.
Thank you.
So that's one way you can buy property. That's the wrong way. If you want to buy an apartment building, this is what most people do. Even people who are like the president of real estate investment trusts, I see them do it. They get out of a meeting, and the people on the board or all their investors, they say, we need more apartment buildings. I know we have these office buildings, but we need more apartments. Or we have all these office buildings in Manhattan. We need some in New Jersey. And so what's the first thing the guy does? Jill?
Picks up phone, calls broker.
That's it. Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding.
The worst thing you can do is call a broker, and here's why. That broker is innately motivated, just like Sally's sister-in-law in the first example, to show you the property that's the most easily closable,
Because they're all about
or the one that you qualify the most. It all ends in one place.
their pockets.
Selling a property it's the easiest deal for them to complete, and that they know you qualify for it, and they can get a deal done fast.
Yes.
It's
Sorry.
evil. It's all set up to fail. Everybody makes money. Everybody. Real estate agents, mortgage brokers, mortgage companies, contractors, inspectors, insurance people. When you start down this path, everybody makes money except you. Mm-hmm. Making money is a zero-sum game. Gordon Gekko was right. Somebody wins and somebody loses. 99.9% of the time. And when you start to call people to do stuff for you that you should be doing yourself, real estate investing, I mean, mm-hmm. You're going to lose. It's just set up that way. All right, smart guy Jack. What is the best way then? I don't have a lot of time. This is what you do. You sit down with whoever's in your life and you start the question off like, yeah, we both want to move. We've both outgrown this house. And I love Meadows 4 or whatever. And so you agree on an area. That's the number one thing you do. Even in commercial investing, you agree on an area where you want to be. And then you identify in the house example, I want 3 bedrooms, I want 2 bathrooms, or whatever it ends up being, or I want an RV garage in the husband's case. And you buy the data. If you don't know where to buy the data, go on to Land Investors. There's people on there talking about it all the time. There's a few places that are good and a few places that are bad. We know which ones are which because we failed and succeeded. Buy the data and send everybody a letter. A mail-merged, perfectly crafted letter that says, my husband really wants your RV space garage. And you buy a house that way. That is the number one way to buy any piece of property. That's the best way to buy an apartment building, a house, a rural piece of land, a nursing home, you name it.
Can I weigh in on something for the chicks here?
This is a short show. Yes.
Okay, because here's what I want to weigh in on. So the chicks are going, but no, wait, he's only going to get his RV garage. I don't get the view I want. I don't get this I want. I don't get that I want. I don't get that I want. So I want to weigh in on how they get what they want.
Nice.
Which is...
Nice touch, Jill.
Thank you. So now we've sent out these offers. We know the area. We know the school district. Everything that we wanted is in there. What's really going to happen when it all shakes down is you're going to be faced with maybe 10 responses. Of those, you're going to take out, don't like it, now you're down to 3. So eventually, this is what I tell guys to do. I tell guys, okay, go, get down to the 3 that meet your financial, that decision is done. And then the wife can pick of the 3 that are left based on her emotions, and then everybody's gonna win, by the way, because the I don't know why, I don't mean to be gender specific, but let's just say one of you is more into the financial decision, one of you is going to be more into the emotional decision. That's often how it goes. So if you can win financially first, weed it down to the 3 that already pass all your tests, then let your significant other pick of those 3, then everybody wins. Then she can go, or he can go and say, this one has all the built-in, maybe it's the man. I picked this one because of the built-ins in the garage.
Right.
And the work desk and the tool area. It's all ready to go for me. I'm done. I have a good friend just bought a huge house in Colorado, and part of it was for her husband because it has pretty much like an aircraft hangar.
That house, huge is not
property.
Huge doesn't describe that
I know.
house.
But it was a lot for him.
It's a compound.
It is.
I mean, you could have airplanes. He could have airplanes.
He could have airplanes out there, store
And it's on like 40 acres.
multiple cars.
Yeah.
But it was the ultimate dream garage hangar workspace.
Yeah.
And that was kind of for him. So, and that's okay.
It was nice of her.
It was.
So, as Jill got a little sideways, and that's okay, with her stories, as she does sometimes, and we all appreciate it. Story
Thank
time
you.
with Jill. That's going to become a
It's
thing.
in that week. Oh no. Story time with Jill week.
The best way to buy a property, and this is the takeaway from this whole show, is to send out a bunch of undervalued offers and then pick through the ones that you want. You have complete control over your acquisition scenario, not some real estate agent. That's exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You could also buy back tax property, but if you listened to it 2 shows ago, we described why that might not be the best way either.
Bingo.
Join us in another episode where we discuss, is holding cash or holding property safer?
And we answer Amy's question about breaking contracts, contingencies, and purchase agreements.
Great stuff. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
You didn't like my story?
I love your story. I
Okay.
love your story time with Joe. I love it.
I don't know where I'm going this week.
Wherever it is, you're taking us with us, Joe.
I've had a lot of free time, apparently, which is really not true, but I guess my mind just wandering. Sorry. It's been a crazy, crazy week.
Never apologize
Thanks.
for your content. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Information and inspiration to buy undervalued property.
We are Jack and Jill, and this was the Cash Flow from Land Show.
We are the experts at acquiring property
Of all kinds, not just land,
for half price just so we can flip it for way more.
and really fast. Thanks for listening. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.